Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama. Gopal Govinda Ram Srimad Sudanam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So we discussed yesterday about what is Sanatana Dharma. So which is elaborately explained by Srila Prabhupada, maybe in 4 or 5 paragraphs. He has nicely explained. So yesterday I asked you to go through it and give back, come back with your own list of understanding from Srila Prabhupada's discussion on Sanatana Dharma. So what is Sanatana Dharma and all, because it's a general topic which is very, this word is becoming famous. For what reason, nobody knows. Either in positive sense or in negative sense, it is becoming famous. So what Srila Prabhupada has told, what is Sanatana, we should have a clear understanding what is Sanatana and what is Sanatana Dharma. So I asked you to give a very brief, very small, quick, maybe some points which are salient, or a summary, or whatever attracted you, some specific points like this. Okay. So if you have prepared, I can just ask you. Kindly type in the chat, yes, if you are ready with that. Oh, okay. Yesterday, Om Govinda Rai Prabhu had mentioned something. Dharma means duty. Yeah, it's also duty and it's also constant companion. Like sugar is sweet and salt is salty. So it is a constant companion. Prabhupada is mentioning Dharma as constant companion, which will never leave. And if it leaves, then that the originality is lost. So that Dharma means constant companion. Sanatana Dharma means the constant companion of the spirit soul. So our eternal duty, that is correct. Our eternal duty. So it's a natural, more than a duty. It is your nature. Jivera Swarupa. It's imbibed within you, embedded within you. So duty is something which we are kind of a responsibility which we take. Of course, it is responsibility. It's more than responsibility. It's a nature. Like, for example, nobody gave the mother her duty. We say that you beget child, it is your duty to take care of the child, without anybody telling the animals, the birds, any of it, when they beget the child, they immediately start serving the child. So that is so natural. Same way, more than that is the natural or naturality of the spirit soul is to serve Krishna. It is the original nature of the spirit soul. So that is dharma. So Sanatan dharma means nature of the soul or responsibility of the soul, duty of the soul. But primary thing is the nature. Yes, you're right. So and go back to home, back to Godhead. It's our duty, that is true, and it's also more than duty. Okay. Jayalakshmi will say something on Sanatana Dharma. Go ahead, Jayalakshmi.
Ajay, I didn't go through any lecture, but I took notes from the Bhagavatam.
No need to go through any lecture. First, we will read the books, then we have a non-detail additional book. Everything comes later. The primary print is important. The lectures and all are like you pickles. When you don't have a rice, when you don't have a meal course served, if you have a pickle, how will you eat it? So the main course is the book. So additionally referring is okay, but primary is the book. Go ahead, Jayalakshmi.
We all know there are three modes of material nature, the activities of goodness, passion, and ignorance. We need to avoid this and follow Bhagavad Gita and reach destination. This destination is called Sanatana sky or eternal spiritual sky. So the purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to revive our Sanatana occupation or Sanatana Dharma, which is the eternal occupation of the living entity. Once we realize and give up our temporary activities and do activities according to Lord, our life is pure. So Sanatana is nothing but eternal, which is our destiny, which is the spiritual sky. That is called Sanatana. Sanatana Dharma is the spiritual sky, the Sanatana Lord, and Sanatana living entities. The Lord, ourselves, the living entities, and the spiritual sky, all combined, we call it as Sanatana Dharma.
Very good.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Sarva Yogmeshu Aham Bija Pradapita. And it is stated that Krishna says, I am the father of all. It is stated living entities are never born and never dies. He is eternal, indestructible, continues to live after destruction of his material body. So Dharma, which is constantly existing with a particular object. Sanatana Dharma is the eternal function of the eternal living entities in relationship with the Supreme Lord. So Sanatana Dharma is nothing but the eternal function of the eternal living entities in relationship with the eternal Supreme Lord.
That brings to the excellent conclusion. The Sanatana Dharma is our living entity, means we only. So our original nature, original position as a living entity, not as a body. So very nice. She started with the body, three modes, ended with the spirit, soul, and his occupation. Okay. Any other salient points? Some summary or whatever? Anybody would like to put it over here?
Hare Krishna, ma'am. Ma'am, I did not go through, but I heard yesterday's class, and based on yesterday's class, can I tell what I understood from Sanatan Dharma?
Yes.
Uh, so, uh, so dharma. So dharma actually is the duty, like how sugar's duty is to be sweet. Similarly, our like we all are eternal soul. Jiva and our duty is Jivera Swarupa hai Krishna Nityada. So our duty is to serve Krishna. If we are serving Krishna, then only we will be satisfied. Like yesterday in the class, also you gave an example, like how mother is taking care of a child, like like without any expectations, and like whole day, like matlab 20 years, and then so we saw the calculation also, like every day, every time, without any expectations, she is taking care of every of the child, cooking food. But one day if the salt is less or anything is less, like child will show some anger or something. But yeah, so still, like we cannot satisfy anybody, we cannot satisfy anybody in the world. But if our purpose, if but we want to satisfy, if we want to satisfy Krishna, if we satisfy Krishna, then our purpose will actually be served, then only we'll be happy. Otherwise we cannot satisfy anybody in this material world. But once if we satisfy Krishna, our that is our eternal duty, that is our only our eternal duty, to serve the Lord, then we will be happy.
Wonderful. Okay. Anybody else? I assume that you people are held up. It's weekdays. I didn't want to, most of you are working, so I didn't want to put any pressure on you. Thank you very much for that. So that, because this is very, very essential for us, because it's a hot topic of the world. And if you are not aware of what this is, we may also get into the janjat and we may start arguing based on, I'm a Hindu, I'm an Indian, the British came and looted India, so they are our enemies. Yesterday, I met one doctor. We were very good friends, and he's a devotee, and we were having a conversation. And he told that when he became newly to Krishna conscious, before he came to Mayapur, he was a devotee. He has come to Mayapur once or twice before coming permanently to Mayapur. So he said that we know Krishna conscious was primarily for us that we belong to this Sanatana Dharma and all that, and the British came, they looted India and went, and we need to take revenge, and that is Krishna conscious. So in this way, they had a total wrong understanding. And now he is understanding, after coming to Mayapur, practicing Krishna consciousness and devotion for Krishna is the primary aspect. And identifying ourselves with any of the bodily related identity is wrong. That is not Sanatana. Sanatana is spirit soul, and Sanatana's nature is to serve Krishna. So there is, the whole point is we are missing our relationship with Krishna. So the primary duty for us now is to re-establish that relationship. And when we deviate our attention in other things, then again we are going back into square one. So in this way, we will totally miss out the train. So we have somehow got the ticket, but we will miss the train the neck of the moment by diverting our attention here and there, because there was some mela going on here and there. So same way, so this is a great opportunity for us to get into the original Sanatana Dharma, which is re-establishing. It has nothing to do with other country, other people, India, Hindu. It has nothing to do with anything which temporarily identified. So we saw Ramanujacharya is giving the definition. That he is given one definition, of course, that Prabhupada is quoting in a paragraph, that there is no beginning, there is no end. So wherever you see a beginning and an end, it is asat. Sat means permanent, eternal. So Sanatana is giving a definition that there is no beginning and there is no end, always existing. So that kind of subjects, that kind of place, when we, even in this material world, such things exist. Everything is temporary in this world, the relative truth. But there is absolute truth. And those absolute truth is nothing but devotional service. Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, this kind of things. Anyway, detailedly Prabhupada, okay. Okay, Akarshak Prabhu is interested, but he will tell tomorrow because he's traveling. Okay, fine. So let us go back to our regular.
We can't hear you, Mataji.
Yeah? Hare Krishna?
It came back, Mataji. It was on mute.
Okay, okay. So Abhyakta means unmanifest. So here one quotation, this is Sanatana. We are ending with the Sanatana Dharma, Sanatana Dharma. You people need to go through this. This is very, very important for you. You are going to become preachers. Preacher primary qualification to be an authorized preacher is you should be an initiated devotee. And second, you should be good in scriptures. Basically, if you do Bhakti Shastri, you are expected to be good in basics of Krishna consciousness. Then you can take a Bhakti Vriksha or whatever. Even now you can do Bhakti Vriksha, but it will become stronger when you do this. So Abhyakta was, so here Sanatana topic is over, and then this starts. I don't know how much yesterday Navaneet Prabhu told that we have come till Avyakta means unmanifest. Not even all the material world is manifested before us. Our senses are so imperfect that we cannot even see all the stars within this material universe. In the Vedic literature, we can receive much information about all the planets. We can believe it or not believe it. All of the important planets are described in Vedic literatures. They are all there. You believe. See, the truth is not based on a belief. Some people come and say, no, sir, that is your belief, sir. You think Krishna is God. I am thinking some Baba is my God. You are thinking Krishna is God. That is your belief. This is my belief. So the truth doesn't change based on belief. They think that whatever we believe will become true. That means you believe you are a millionaire. In one night, tomorrow I should be Kotishwara. Just believe I will be a millionaire. And tomorrow you see, are you rich? You are again in your same EMI and loan. How can you say that what I believe will become true? About God alone, they have the belief system. Other things, hey, be practical, yeah, be practical. They'll be so practical in other things. Only when it comes to God, they become suddenly, that is your belief, this is my belief, you believe. And in South India, they have donkey and all that. And they believe that if you look at it, a lot of money will come. And they do puja in the shop for that donkey. So just because somebody believes donkey is a god doesn't mean that donkey become God. God is not so cheap. You see under Sarasara, you see above, just look up, stars and moon and sun, everything is created very casually. And the entire earth is created by him. He doesn't come and claim, this is my room, my property, this is my home, this is my land. Lord doesn't even come and claim it, but it belongs to him. So, now Krishna doesn't come and claim it. That doesn't mean that he's not existing. And he's not cheap. It's something very, very high class. You see the ocean, go and sit on the beach and see the ocean is so big and so vast. Impossible. Prabhupada is challenging. Somebody got Olympics medal for swimming. They claim to be the world's greatest swimmer because Olympic medal they got. Okay, fine. Swim across the Pacific Ocean. Just swim across. Why you going, taking a visa to go to Dubai? Go to Bombay and swim across and go to Dubai. Not possible. Not impossible. How much they will swim in the ocean? So the God is not cheap. So it's very important to understand that how the Vedic literatures give the proper information and correct information, and we should stay strong. That Bhagavatam gives a very clear understanding of scriptures, the stars and the moon and the sun and what it is. Not we don't believe on any anybody atheistic ideas. We should now also there is a war going on. The war is about information. The information is so totally misunderstood, misled completely, either to an atheistic society or to an impersonalism. Impersonalism also indirectly atheistic, Prabhupada is telling. So here there is information about a spiritual world which is beyond the material sky, and that is called Abhyakta, the sloka. Later we will come. We are not now too much going into Gita. In 8th chapter when we go, we'll see. So, but Tattama Paramamava is repeated twice in 15th canto, 15th chapter earlier we saw. There is no sun, there is no moon, but still that is my abode. I think it will come further. So this Taddama Paramam Mama, that is my abode. So Krishna is giving his address. So it's not that God is addressless, formless, and be shapeless. So in order to break the idea, the people totally why Krishna incarnates. There is many reasons. One of the reason as Shyamasundar Krishna is incarnating primarily because people will create imaginary ideas about what is God. They'll create imaginary ideas. So in order to break this idea, Krishna himself is coming in his own form so that he won't allow them to have an opportunity to give imaginary bogus understanding of God. So we have scriptures, we have personally the Supreme Lord's incarnations, and information about his spiritual planet, some God. So some, if you see Hollywood and all, they will show in some movies, if they want to show God, they will show a old man, full wisdom, and he will appear there and he will speak some ununderstandable words. No, we are reading Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Lord's words, and Arjuna understood. And through the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, he gives us an explanation, and we are all casually understanding. It is not that God will speak some utopian, ununderstandable words. So these are all the bogus things which are going on. So, breaking that, Krishna is now giving the explanation about his own kingdom. So one should hanker the spiritual world, Sanatana, the spiritual world which is beyond the material sky, it disturbs Avyakta. Avyakta means unmanifested. Unmanifested doesn't mean that the material world is available in front of our eyes, and this imperfect senses are able to see only this material world. Within the material universe only we are able to see. But there is one place with this particular senses we cannot see. But the spirit, that is spiritual world, that is beyond the material sky. So all the planets within the material sky, if you see here, so material sky, there are many, many planets. They have birth, death, old age, and disease. But this spiritual planet, there is no birth, death, old age, and disease. Even within the material universe, you go to Swargaloka, where Indra, Varuna live, they also have to undergo birth, death, old age, disease. They also have death. And Brahma also, he lives only for 100 years. And within this universe, everybody goes. So many people misunderstand, oh, spiritual world means Swargaloka, whereas Krishna is in Swargaloka. So we should not have these confusions. And the Swargaloka is also within this universe. 14 planetary systems are there. We are in Bhuloka. Then above this, Bhuarloka, Suvarloka, Magarloka, Tapoloka, Janyaloka, Satyaloka. Satyaloka is Brahma's planet. It's also called Brahmaloka. So that also undergoes destruction. This entire universe undergoes destruction. Whereas beyond this material sky is another sky, Abhyakta. Taddama Paramamama. That Paramadama is my Dhamma. So Krishna's address, we know very clearly who is Supreme Lord, how does he look, how does he walk, how does he talk, and what is his address, what is his phone number. Everything we know. His phone number is Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Finished. So here further Prabhupada is explaining all this stuff, whatever I am telling you in short. Next, one may rise to the question how one goes about approaching that abode of the Supreme Lord. Okay, fine. Beyond the material sky, there is a spiritual sky. Can I go there? So, very clearly Krishna is giving an opportunity. Yes, antakale chamameva smaran mukta kalevaram. Antakala means end of life. When your time ends, you are in this body, you are coming to know about Krishna's abode, fine. Mean you are knowing about Krishna. Many people, they want to go to Goloka without Krishna. How can I go to Goloka? How can I go to Goloka? Why I am practicing Krishna consciousness, want to go to Goloka? No, no. I want to serve Krishna eternally, whether I am in the material world or in the spiritual world. When you have this attitude, you are automatically taken into the abode of Krishna. You want to go there is different from Krishna wants you to come there. Krishna will want you to come there, provided when you are situated in your eternal occupation of Sanatana Dharma, you enter into Sanatana sky. So simple. So antakale cha mameva smaran mukta kalevaram. Kalevaram is also death or end or destruction. So when this body is getting destroyed, that time smaran means remembrance. Mam eva. Eva means only me, not my uncle, auntie, and Krishna. Not my pota, poti and Krishna, my granddaughter, my grandmother, and my sister and my neighbor. Some are my enemy in my office. Along with them, I'll also remember Krishna. I like this Prabhuji, I don't like that Mataji. Along with that, I also remember Krishna. No. Smaran Mukta Kalevaram. You can remember Acharya Parampara. You can remember transcendental personalities, the associates of Lord Chaitanya. You can remember all those personalities. They are all in the Sanatana sky. So, Andakalecha Mameva Smaran Mukta Kalevaram. But Krishna will remind you that in Ishopanishad we saw that, that's the last sloka, we saw that if a person if practice devotional service very sincerely throughout the life, but at the end of the life he is not able to remember, Krishna will automatically come and remind him. So nothing to worry. But somebody tries to cheat Krishna that I will remember Krishna at the end of my life. Now I won't do, I will do whatever I want. Then Krishna, you cannot cheat Krishna. There is Guru Maharaj's one quote was there yesterday. It's not, you cannot cheat Krishna. But Krishna is the biggest cheater. He will cheat you in multiple times. So that sincerity, we know whether am I sincere in my practice of Krishna consciousness. Then automatically Smaran will come. Very, very simple to enter into the because it's so natural for us to remember Krishna. It is so natural to Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaran, so pleasuresome activities. So whoever at the end of his life fits his body, remembering me alone, at once attains my nature. So there's no doubt about this. How wonderful Krishna is telling. One who thinks of Krishna at the time of death goes to Krishna. See, we thought of so many things. That is why we are here. Whatever we think, we come back here. One must remember the form of Krishna. If he quits his body thinking of this form, he surely approaches the spiritual kingdom. So, Madbhavam refers to the supreme nature of the supreme being. So, is Satchidananda Vigraha, the authoritative deities which are established in the temples by Srila Prabhupada, by Guru Maharaj, beautiful temples, we have beautiful deities. And there the Satchidananda Vigraha, form of the Lord, is being worshipped very nicely. So, we are in the material world, is Asat, but not Sat actually, material world. But Supreme Lord, our present body is not Satchidananda, it is Asat. It is not eternal, it is perishable. So, it is not full of knowledge, it is full of ignorance. Achit, Asat, Nirananda. This is our Rupa. Achit means temporary, not permanent, material. Achit, Asat, Asat, Achit, no knowledge, full ignorance. And Nirananda, that is why we undergo suffering. Continuously something or other will keep bothering us. We have no knowledge of the spiritual kingdom, nor do we even have perfect knowledge of this material world. So, where there are so many things unknown to us in the material world itself, we cannot be proud, okay? I have full knowledge. So, Sat is missing, Chit is missing, and the body is also Nirananda. Instead of being full of bliss, full of misery. So, here we are in Achit, Asat, Nirananda. There we are in Chit, Sat, Sit, Ananda. That is our original nature. But the body is bringing, you chose an inferior nature to reside. And you are undergoing all the trouble of that. This is our choice. Now we can make choice at this very moment. Prabhupada said, this one moment, one person asked how long it takes for us to surrender to Krishna. Then Prabhupada said, 1 minute. Then he said, no, 1 moment. Not 1 minute. 1 minute is too long. 1 moment. This very moment you can think, Krishna, I surrender to you. That's all. Very nicely, Prabhupada made it so easy. All the miseries we experience in the material world arise from the body. But one who leaves this body thinking of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, at once attains a Satchidananda body. So we fit the body thinking of Krishna, not somebody. If we think of somebody, then we go to them. If we think of demigods, we go to them. If we think of ancestors, we go to them. If we think of ghosts, then we go to them. And whoever relatives, then we go to them. If you think of Krishna, we go to him. Simple logic. So let's practice thinking of Krishna. Then Acharyas have arranged so many nice environment for us. so that we can always be engaged in always remembering Krishna, never forgetting him. Such arrangements are made by the acharyas, so that every time there is an acharya present in the world and they keep the Krishna conscious up. Even though there may be many counterfeit currencies, Guru Maharaj mentioned it says, when there is an original currency printed by the government, there are some people in the black market, they'll keep printing currency which are similar to the original and they come and mix with the original. So unless we have a machine which will detect it, same way the machine is the books of Srila Prabhupada, which will make us detect which is the false currency and which is the original currency. Because the bank will accept only the original currency. Any legal transactions, they will check whether it's original currency. So same way, we should be careful that we are sticking back with the original understanding of Krishna consciousness. And in that way, certainly success is guaranteed. Certainly it's guaranteed. So the process of quitting the body and getting another body in the material world is also organized. We saw that a man dies after it has been decided what form of body he will have in the next life. Already decided while he's dying, based on his activities, what he did. The higher authorities, not the living entity himself, make this decision. According to this activities in his life, we either rise or sink. We either go down or go up. So this life is a preparation for the next life. If we can prepare, therefore, in this life we get promotion to the kingdom of God, then surely after quitting this material body, we will attain the spiritual body just like the Lord's. That is our original body. There's no difference between soul and the body. The soul itself is body. So as explained before, there are different kinds of transcendentalists, Brahmavadis, Paramatmavadis, and devotees. As mentioned, the Brahma Jyoti, the spiritual sky, there are innumerable spiritual planets. The Brahma Jyoti is outside the planet. It's just the sky. Like we have ghosts which are just hanging around. But when we have grounded on earth and we have a body, we're very comfortable. Same way, the Brahma Jyoti is the most uncomfortable. But the spiritual planets are there. They are many compared to the material world. See, the material world itself, in the 14 planetary system, you see thousands of stars on the sky, and then you see so many planets, lower planets, upper planets, so many are there. How many are there in this, within this one universe? Like that, millions of universes are there. There is koti Brahmandas. And that is minute when compared to the far greater than the planets of the material world is unlimited planets of the spiritual world. The material world has been approximated as only 1/4 of the creation. Ekapata Vibhuti, we already saw in Ishopanishad. Kripada Vibhuti is spiritual creation. Ekapada Vibhuti of millions and millions of planetary systems, or just 1/4 of the creation. So, in this material segment, there are millions and billions of universes with trillions of planets and suns and stars and moons. So, if you take in this material segment of 1/4, you don't underestimate it to be small. It is really big, the material creation is. Like we are inside one universe where there are many planets and trillions of planets. Trillions of planets, 84 lakh species in various forms and shapes and sizes. Trillions of planets and suns and stars and moons are there within one universe. Like that, millions and billions of universes are there. And our universe is considered the smallest of all the universes. But in this whole material creation is only a fragment of total creation. You have the total creation, you have only a fragment, this material creation, whatever you have seen. So most of the creation is in the spiritual sky. So those who wants to go and merge into the Brahma Jyoti of the Supreme Lord attains the spiritual sky, but they don't enter into a particular planet. But because there's no association of the Supreme Lord and there's no activity, they fall down back into material world because they are not yet qualified to enter into the spiritual planet. Even though they enter into the sky, all the Vaikuntha planets are there floating in the Brahma Jyoti. Like we have a sky, if you want to know, we are perverted reflection. So we know that, okay, what a sky means. No need to Ajipsa, you need not imagine. So it's similar, looking similar. But ours is a perverted reflection. There it's original. So that spiritual sky is filled with Brahma Jyoti. So the people who go to the Brahma Jyoti, they cannot stay there long. The reason is the Atma has Dharma. Its nature is to serve. It will serve. Either we saw that mother, father, somebody, even in material world, if nobody is there, they will catch a cat and dog and they will serve. They'll have a dog at home when no one is there. And at least with dog, they will try to serve. And they will take the dog out when it want to shit, and they will cook something and provide it. In this way, they will keep serving. They'll go on for purchasing for the dog. In this way, somehow or other, the service attitude is there. And if one goes to the Brahma Jyoti, two things are missing. One is the association with the Lord, which can really give so much pleasure and fulfillment for the soul. That is missing. And service is missing. So this service is the natural position. We saw already Dharma, Sanatana Dharma. The constitution is to serve. In material world, catch somebody and be served. That is we are doing. That's wrong. But the devotee who wants to enjoy the association of the Lord enters into Vaikuntha planets, which are innumerable, and the Supreme Lord, by his plenary expansion as Narayana, with 4 hands with different names, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. I think you read all these things, so I am giving you explanation. So the devotee who wants to serve the Lord, want to enjoy in the association of the Lord, first of all, you should be Rasika. You know the fan clubs of if you have a movie star, they have a fan club of people who really like him, and they join in association and they say wow wow, and when his movie gets released, they go to the first show, first day, first show, very famous, and they whistle there and they clap, and so this they called Rasika, or the same word Rasika is taken from those people, the fan, from our scriptures only. Because the Rasika Bhaktas or nobody but the admiration minimum to enter. But that is not enough because we are active people and that will not fulfill us. We'll feel unfulfilled if we become only the admiring admirers of the Lord, just a Rasika or a fan. But when we become a fan, we would like to interact with him. And the difference between the so-called admiration of this material world, where there is a hero figure, let it be a cricket player or a leader or a movie star, whatever it is, whoever it is, they cannot individually reciprocate with everybody, and their intention also is not to develop relationship with or affection with others. Their intention is to earn money and whatever, become famous, or they have their own family and they have intentions. They're not much of an interested to the associating with the fan, even though they need to maintain the stardom. They need to in order to maintain the stardom, they need to little show a reciprocation, and that is glorified so much. But here, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who created all the material and spiritual planets and universes, and who is the source of us, are always ready to reciprocate for the small, small affectionate exchanges. Not big gifts, giving patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, little leaf, little fruit. Is so wonderful in reciprocating with us. So it's not, we see Kripana. In this material world, people are called Kripana, means the conjuice of conjuice. So there is Kripana, means the stingy person, not magnanimous. The Supreme Lord is ultimately magnanimous, where the minute you start serving, many devotees share their experiences of realization and exchange of loving exchanges between themselves and the deities and the Supreme Lord in their everyday life. With the reciprocations, we understand that he is pleased with us. And when you try to show love to the deities of the temple, when you serve, or the deities in your home, which is authorizedly worshipped with the Acharya Parampara, then you will start seeing reciprocations. Then that is that exchange which will happen. So that minimum to start with, get the association of the Lord, enjoy, enters into Vaikuntha planets. A devotee alone gets the special mercy of entering there. The Supreme Lord, by his plenary expansion. So in Vaikuntha planets, it's little lower compared to the the Goloka. So there in Vaikuntha planets, minimum you should be a devotee. So get the association. And there are many innumerable such Vaikuntha planets. And the Supreme Lord's expansions, plenary expansions, as Narayana with 4 hands with different names are there. The example is given here. There are unlimited names. Like even we put Tilak, no, for each of the mantra, Keshava, Narayana, Madhava, Govinda, Vishnu, Madhusudana, Trivikrama, Vamana. So all the names we have, Rishikesa, Padmanabha, Damodara, every name there's a Vaikuntha. And the people enter into that depending upon what kind of devotion they do. So this Brahma, therefore, at the end of life, transcendentalists think either of Brahma Jyoti, the Paramatma, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. In all cases, they enter into spiritual sky. But only the devotee or who is personal touch with the Supreme Lord enters into a planet. Now, hanging around in a sky is different from entering a planet or Goloka Vrindavana because it's our nature to serve. It is nature for us to love someone. So love Supreme Lord, but when we are not able to see Supreme Lord in this world, we try to invest that love somewhere, and every place we see that they cannot give an equivalent reciprocation in this world. It is because it's impossible for one soul to fulfill the affection of another soul is impossible. But the Supreme Lord can fulfill everybody, everybody's desire. You want the love of what do you want? We already saw 5 kinds of exchanges. One in passive state, then in active state as a servant, then as a friend, friendship, parents, lover, various aspects Krishna can fulfill, Rasaraj. So that is possible. So only the devotee can enter into the planet because once he enter in the ID card with which he can enter is love. And it's superior even to Supreme Lord is that affection which we have, Krishna Prem. Prem means love, pure love. The Lord further adds that there is no doubt. So you need not worry what is the pure love. Will I attain? Yes, you will attain. The devotion matures into prema. Today's Guru Maharaj class. The devotion matures in a matured state. The devotion matures into prema. How beautiful is this sentence? This was the topic of the class and the subject of the class. Guru Maharaj was saying, wow, the devotion matures into love like this. So when you have love, you can enter. So for practicing, then we will get love. Because we are practicing under authorized spiritual master, not whimsically under our own ideas. So the Lord further adds that there is no doubt about this. You are entering into spiritual planet. So this must be believed firmly. We should not reject that which does not tally with our imagination. Our attitude should be similar to that Arjuna. Arjuna is telling, I believe everything that you have said. Such a wonderful attitude. Therefore, when the Lord says that at the time of death, whoever you think of him as Brahman or Paramatma, certainly enters into spiritual life. There is no doubt about it. Avyakta. But in Bhaktya, there is no doubt or disbelief in this. They will enter there, but whether they will come back. If those who are in the Brahma Jyoti, they cannot stay there, so they will come back to the material world because they have not qualified to enter further by developing affection for Krishna. So they hang around in that Brahma Jyoti. So Bhagavad Gita also explains the general principle that makes it possible to enter into spiritual kingdom. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tam yeviti kaunteya. So whatever you must, again Prabhupada is quoting the same sloka. Oh Krishna. So here, andakale chamameva, oh avyakta, no. Similar, not the same. I think one more place is, one sloka is quoted twice here. I think this is the same one. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tam yeviti kaunteya sadatat bhava bhavita. Whatever smaran bhavam, yam yam vapi, what smaran, memory you have, ante kalevaram, ante means end, kalevaram means death, finishing, destruction. During destruction, O kaunteya, that they will attain. That bhava, whatever bhava they have, that they will attain. So, while quitting the body, this is a principle. While quitting the body, what you remember, you attain that. That's all, finished. Unless you get trained up. Other things you're getting trained up, how to be attached. There are so many people telling, oh, you should be very good to your parents, very nice to your school teachers, you should be obedient, and whoever we come across to get attached. Many movies are released how to get attached to parents, and songs about mother, father relationship, brother, sister relationship, and lover relationship, husband and wife relationship, and children relationship. So many songs and movies, and inducing. But so nobody trains us. Now we get this wonderful opportunity that there is a message. In next life, there will be another mother, father, next life, another brother, sister, another. Oh my God, how many we went through. And at last, we get the Acharya Parampara's authentic information that there is one place we invest our affection, then our affection for all living entities will automatically happen. Like Guru Maharaj is very affectionate and lovable to all people, all devotees. That is possible because his love for God is so deep that naturally part and parcel of the Supreme Lord is also affectionately seen by Acharya. That is possible. We can also develop that attitude. It is possible. So, now first we must understand that the material nature is a display of one of the energies of the Supreme Lord. So, it's one of the energy. So, the total energy of the Supreme Lord is Vishnu Sakti Paraprokta Kshetra Kshetrajna Para. In three types, internal, marginal, external. So, the Para Prakriti, Apara Prakriti. Para means transcendental, Apara means material. Already we saw these two words in Ishopanishad. Para Prakriti, Apara Prakriti. So already explained, in other energies or material energy, the mode of ignorance is there. There is para prakriti, both living entity and internal potency. Both are para. And apara is matter, temporary, inferior energy. So again, yeah, this is what I said. Yam yam bhavi smaran bhavam tajatante kalevaram. Again, Prabhupada is telling. So what do you remember? You enter there, so we are accustomed to thinking either of material or spiritual energy. Either we think of material energy or we think of spiritual energy. So we can transfer our thoughts from material energy to spiritual energy. How to do that? What is the secret? Now always I'm thinking material only, always my mind is going here and there in matter. How can I save myself? So they are all promoting also. It's getting promoted and induced. So many literatures will fill our thoughts with material energy, newspapers, magazines, novels. Our thinking, which is now absorbed in these literatures, must be transferred to Vedic literatures. Okay, now Vedic literatures, see how many are there. The great sages, therefore, have written many Vedic literatures, Puranas. They are all historical lectures. Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a word which says, Maya. So here the forgetful living entities. So let us come back to this. At the end, Prabhupada is very nicely mentioning at the end of this that is it already we don't like reading books in school. All of you know, your parents give money and they send you to school full day, putting a uniform, dressing, decorating you very nicely, and then putting you into the school. After going there, what did you do with all the decoration and the fees and everything? Did you gain knowledge? Were you interested? Did you? No, nobody is interested. Even the most studious boy is just interested in getting marks, and that is not much interested in knowledge which is coming out of that. And every year, give me the syllabus, I will mug it up and get the marks. That is the first rank student will tell. So his overall idea is to get the marks, and he just give me the syllabus, I'll play around the game within the square of syllabus. There is no intention of gaining knowledge. So many literatures are there. But now we are reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam and everything with our own interest. Sometime if required, we give money also to read it, learn it, to buy the books. We don't mind. Voluntarily, nobody forced you. There, your parents, whether they have money, they don't have money, they have to pay fees, they have to get the books. Every year when the school opens, all the parents will be in trouble. They'll be so worried. How am I going to pay the fees? How am I going to get the uniform? How many years? The struggle, what did we derive? But here we are running and getting it. So this is the real knowledge. that, and we feel so soothing. The great sages, therefore, have written many Vedic literatures, such as Puranas. The Puranas are not imaginative, they are historical records. So later we will see that the Mahabharata is there, and then there is Bhagavad Gita is part of the Mahabharata. But we need not read the entire entire Vedic literatures, Rig, Yajur, Sama, Dharma, and this and that, and we need not go through all that. The reason is Bhagavad Gita is two reasons. One is we can just settle with Bhagavad Gita itself. Need not read Rig, Yajur, Sama, Dharma, Veda, and so many Puranas, 108 Upanishads, and so totally 18 Puranas are there. So that we need not go through all that. That because all the Vedas are summarized, the Vedanta Sutra is Srimad Bhagavatam, and the essence of the Veda, Gita Upanishad. So this is said to be the essence of Vedas. So one is, it is the essence of the Vedas. Second, it is directly spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anything which comes out of the Supreme Personality of Godhead's lotus mouth is Veda by itself. So these are the two reasons where we need not go into any other scripture. That at the end, we'll have on Gita Mahatmya that you need to do self-study. And or tomorrow we can have the class on Sunday, we can have a quick quiz on it's an exam on this introduction portion. So first he divided the Vedas into 4. So how nicely these Vedas are presented, we will see where Bhagavad Gita comes, where Bhagavatam comes. So forgetful living entities or conditioned soul have forgotten their relationship with the Supreme Lord. They are engrossed in thinking material activities, right? So the question here is being answered. What is the question? I am full of thoughts of material energy. How can I transfer that material energy to spiritual? How will I think of always spiritual? So just to transfer their thinking power to the spiritual sky, Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa has given great number of Vedic literatures. First he divided the Vedas into 4, then he explained them as Puranas. So first, what is that? He divided into Vedas, into then Puranas, less capable people, Mahabharata, and in Mahabharata, there is a portion called Bhagavad Gita. Then all the Vedic literatures are summarized in Vedanta Sutra. Separately he wrote, and then future guidance, he gave the natural commentation of Vedanta Sutra, Srimad Bhagavatam. So the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam are the primary aspect of Vedas. Everything what is required in Vedas is there in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. So if you have learned Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, you have learned all the Vedas. So all the Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, everything, the content is there. So we must always engage our mind in reading these Vedic literatures. Just as don't go and try to read Rig, Yajur, some other Vedas, this Kali Yuga life is not enough. Just as the materialists engage their mind in reading newspapers, magazines, other materialistic literatures, we may transferring leading literatures given by Vyasadeva. In this way, it will be possible for us to remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead at the time of death. So the secret is nothing. Guru Maharaj is taking us towards this. He is always in every lecture telling Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav. And kindly don't do it for a namesake and a certificate's sake, which we really academic practice we have. See, our tendency is to give me a Purva Swadhyaya question, I'll mug it up and I'll just answer it and I'll just get the degree. Many places we do this. We just take that exam. What is the exam? What is the question? I will get mark. I will pass. So this attitude, then we will miss the train. So here, these literatures are given with great effort by Vyasadeva and also by Prabhupada's day and night translation, is for us to imbibe the great values in these literatures. And Guru Maharaj is very wonderfully guiding us in very seriously asking us to take up the exams of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. The Bhakti Shastri, the primary literature is Bhagavad Gita, and in Bhakti Vaibhav, the primary literature is Bhagavatam. So we learn all the Vedas. People say Chaturvedi, Chatuspati, and all that. So we are why Chaturveda? We know the Purana, Upanishad, everything we know if we know Bhagavad Gita properly and we know Bhagavatam properly. So properly means just listening from Srila Prabhupada. The only way, that is the only way suggested by the Lord, and he guarantees the result, there is no doubt. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara uddyacha. Always, sarveshu kaleshu. Kala means time, sarveshu means every time, always. Tasmat, like this. Mam anusmara uddyacha. Always remember me. And my arpita mano buddhir, give me your mind and intelligence to me. My arpita, give me. Arpita means offer. Mano and buddhi. Then you will asamshaya, without doubt, you will achieve me. Mam evaishyasi. You will attain me without doubt. So this is possible to continuous hearing, Sravanam, so powerful, and also Kirtanam. When you start preaching, then we will keep remembering things. Smaranam will automatically come. When there is Sravanam and Kirtanam, automatically Smaranam will follow. And based on that, we'll start performing services. We'll start offering obeisances. We'll start worshipping. In this way, we'll affectionately serve Krishna. So he does not advise Arjuna simply to remember him and give up his occupation. So it's very important for us to understand. Krishna doesn't advise Arjuna to give up the occupation. Many people, when they take up Krishna consciousness, they become so fanatic. They say that I want to leave my same like Arjuna. They'll say, I want to leave my job. I want to give up my education. I want to leave my family. Like this ideas. But because I want to remember Krishna always. Go there, go and try it out. Try it out. You will see that you cannot remember. We have to work simultaneously. We saw that in Ishobhanishad, how simultaneously we should know both in order to get liberation from this material bondage. Not, I will do only spirit. Now we are not fully in spiritual body. Right now, your spirit soul entangled with the material body. So certain essential factors of the body are essential. That has to be carried out. So if you say that, okay, you want to resign and you want to be only devotee, I will do devotion always, and you see other people who are full-time devotees and you want to be, then give up brushing your teeth. Give up eating. Give up bathing. Can you do that? No. So this basic maintenance of the body can be simultaneously done. At the same time, practice Krishna consciousness is a perfect stage. So Arjuna was asked by Krishna to do that, and Arjuna did that. Arjuna wanted to get away. So already learning Bhagavad Gita, at last you do that, then there is no meaning. So no, the Lord never suggests anything impractical. In this material world, in order to maintain the body, one has to work. And living in the favor of others and maintaining the body is a kind of, it's not good unless Guru engages you and you're eating from, Guru is giving you meals like Gurukul, where the Guru will, the disciple will go and perform various services and the Guru will teach him at the end of the day. Then Guru later, when the services are over, he'll tell, okay, you eat, and the disciple will eat. So that is okay to live under the Guru's shelter as a brahmachari or whatever sannyasi. Under Guru's shelter, one is leading that life is fully authorized. But and in collecting or developing a relationship in the so-called preaching, getting money from others and maintaining a brahmachari or a sannyasi life is very, very mithyachara. It is a very bad activity. So that is not proper and it will lead to fall down. So within others' mercy, not in Krishna's Guru's mercy, but in others' mercy. Because if we wear saffron, then we can earn. This is what they say. They think. They don't even give credit. I heard somebody telling that, oh, so many austerities we did as a sannyasi, we did so much difficulty we had and all that. So at last, some results, some fruits are coming. All these days, nobody cared for us. Whenever money now is coming by God's grace, and now people are, no. That Vamanadev is telling in Bhagavatam. Vamanadev is telling, no. One should be satisfied with what is Guru Maharaj gives, not live in the mercy of others. When Bali Maharaj asked, why are you asking only 3 foot land? You can ask more. I have 14 planetary system. You can ask more. Then Vamanadev very nicely is giving, and Prabhupada is writing in that purport. So how there is a brahmacharya has to be carried out. So either it's brahmachari or sannyasi, but that is kind of impractical. In Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never advises sannyas. Never advises. But Prabhupada, under spiritual master guidance, for establishing, like for example, when you're building a big building, Then for construction, you require construction workers. But after that, every day you don't require construction workers in the house. Same way, the Guru knows at the appropriate time, not that according to our own desires and whims and fancies we choose. So, the maintenance of the body comes along with you right now. So, the first question is, you personally desire to give up the occupation. The question is how you are going to maintain your body. So very nicely you will give an explanation that very shamelessly getting mercy of others and maintain my body. So that is not a proper way. So Krishna does not give that advice. He tells Arjuna, you have to perform your duty. Die, no problem in the war. Get into the war. That is your duty. Just go and do it. And simultaneously practice devotion. Be attached to me, affectionate to me. I will guide you. Though human society divided according to the work in 4 divisions, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. In Kali Yuga, we have only Shudra. Hello, Shudra Sambhavaha. When scripture says it is that. And when we try to become Brahmana, Kshatriya or Vaishya, then it is difficult. But the Shudra also can directly become Vaishnava, and the Brahmana is included inside a Vaishnava. That is by initiation, by spiritual master. By Brahmana initiation, Gayatri initiation from spiritual master. So the Brahmana class or intelligent class is working in one way, the Kshatriya administrative class. So people, if you see in the whole world, not only in India, this is there, the Varnashrama Dharma is in the whole world, it is there. Go and look, somebody will be doing farming. Somebody will automatically be doing administration. Somebody will be doing cow protection and agriculture. In the village you go, you will find people. Naturally, from birth, they are so comfortable in handling a cow. In this way, this is so natural. It is not that somebody gets educated into some engineering and then he goes and tries to wash a cow and the cow kicks on the face. Naturally, guna karma vibhagasha. Chaturvarnam maya srishtam. Guna karma vibhagasha. 4 kinds of varna and ashrama are created by me, and guna and karma. It's based on guna and karma. But this is just for maintaining the body. So Lord therefore tells Arjuna that he need not give up the occupation. Just casually maintain your body. It's not a big deal. Even animals are maintaining the body by going and fetching some things. You're an intelligent person. Casually it will be available to you. So very easy to maintain. It's not so complex, and that need not be primary process of our life. It is a secondary process. Simultaneously, it's side by side, it will happen. So while he is engaged in his occupation, he should remember Krishna, Mam Anusmara Uyuddhacha. Perform this Yuddha in my memory. This is the real teaching of Bhagavad Gita. Those people, so we should know very clearly Bhagavad Gita, nicely practice. And we want to practice Bhagavad Gita in practical life. And Arjuna never gave up. He fought. Krishna asked him to not give up. So if it does not practice, just because the material life is difficult, whereas you shamelessly beg from somebody and maintain your food, shelter, body, it's easy to get donation and live. Would you give up? What a shameful life is that in the name of religion? You want to become a beggar? So this is what Prabhupada said. When Prabhupada's friend Mullik called him to come and meet Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada refused, saying that they are all beggars only. I know all the sannyasis wearing saffron dress. His father, Prabhupada's father, used to bring some sadhu. The sadhu will say, can I have food in your home? He'll say, hey, come, you can have food in my home. And the sadhu will come and he will just eat and bless and go, and no scriptural reading, nothing. And the sadhu is wearing the dress only for the maintenance of his body, in the shelter of others, in the mercy of others who are earning, the family members. Gaurakishore Das Babaji Maharaj, one man, he was very, very rich. He came and fell at Gaurakishore Das Babaji Maharaj's feet and said, please, Babaji, I'm feeling so painful to see you living in this forest like this. Sometimes you eat, sometimes you don't eat, like this, you're always chanting. I will make you a nice hut in my bungalow. I have a bungalow with big land. You come and live in my bungalow. And he said, Gaurkishore says, no, I don't want to live in bungalows. I don't want to. Please, only I am enjoying. I want to give you nice facility. Then he said, no, I'll put a hut for you. I'll give you a hut. Then Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj said, no, I don't want to live in that hut also. No, I want to, Guru Maharaj, I cannot be without you. I want your association. I want Diksha and all that drama. Then immediately Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj said, you are attached to me, no problem. You can give up all your jewelry, and now you're wearing all this jewelry and all your property. You give up that and come and live with me in my hut as my servant. No problem. Instead of me coming and living in that graceful environment, you come and live with me. That man went away and he never came back. He never came back. So Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj and all of, they're all our acharyas, are all our wonderful examples. So we should be very, very clear that we follow Bhagavad Gita nicely. And it's not told by me, it is told here. That is why reading books are very, very important for us. Most of the times when we became, me and Prabhu became new devotees, we regularly were telling to the president or leader whom we meet, I want to become full-time, I want to become. This is what we were telling. See, now Prabhu is more than 60, that is different. But right now, till earlier times, before 25 years, 26, 28 years before we became devotees. So when we were around 20, 25 years before, we were so enthusiastic that we wanted it. But here, see how Krishna is advising. And Prabhupada is very nicely writing, but while he is engaged in his occupation, he should remember Krishna Mahamanusmara. So if he doesn't practice remembering Krishna while he is struggling for existence, then it will not be possible for him to remember Krishna at the time of death. You know, the death is such a struggle. During the struggle, you practice Krishna consciousness. That is an excellent train worst. In the army, they will train people in the worst condition. Worst scenario they'll create. So that in real war, they'll be able to face, they'll be strong. Same way, the death is a big struggle. In a comfortable environment, if you practice, every time you will demand comfortable environment. Some boys, I know some boys, they practice in a very comfortable environment. They set up everything and they ignored their overall, they maintained their education or whatever it is. And later, when the comfortable environment is gone, they have to struggle or work or whatever. That time they are not able to practice. So here, Prabhupada is telling why. See here. If he doesn't practice remembering Krishna while he is struggling for existence, some shifts, night shifts will be there, 3 shifts will be there. In that 16 rounds, our devotees are chanting. All of you, I salute. You're all Prabhupada's children, and you have pleased Lord Chaitanya, Guru Parampara, Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj so well by working and simultaneously practicing bhakti. This is the teaching of Bhagavad Gita, and you're real practitioners of Bhagavad Gita. So this paragraph, this portion is a boost for all of you who are all here at night, 9 o'clock, coming and sitting here with me, even though tomorrow morning you have to do your chanting, you have to do your cooking because we cannot eat outside. At the same time, you're all going for work, all this. So giving a salute to all of you, I stop here. I don't want to prolong further, thinking of your schedule tomorrow. So all the best, my prayers and heartfelt blessings for all of you to continue practice Krishna consciousness. As Lord Chaitanya said, see Kirtaniya Sada Hari, chanting the names of the Lord always. So even in your workplace, other times, keep chanting and he'll be there with you. He'll guide you, even in your material life, wherever we go. And people start realizing, you start realizing the whole world belongs to Krishna. It's not only temple belongs to Krishna, the whole world belongs to Krishna. You'll start realizing it. The Lord and the names of the Lord are Lord and non-different. So Lord Krishna's instruction to Arjuna is remember me, and Lord Chaitanya's injunction and always chant the name of Krishna are the same instructions. So keep chanting, even in your mind, in your office. You cannot. So somebody asked Guru Maharaj, every time we cannot chant loudly. You're always asking us to chant loudly only, not so much silently. So what should we do in some impractical scenario like office? When maybe we find some free time or whatever it is. Then Guru Maharaj said, chant loudly in your mind. Mind also, you chant loudly. So this is a long time back, I'm telling, before the stroke of Guru Maharaj. It was so fun. So there's no difference between Krishna and Krishna's name. We are non-different. So in the absolute status, there's no difference between. So always remembering Krishna is nothing but chanting, trying to chant always. Therefore, we have to practice remembering Lord Krishna 24 hours by chanting his names and molding our lives and activities in such a way that we can remember him always. So, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam chanting, great boosting, great power, the kavacha, everything is there. So, all the best. So, let us go here and we'll come back tomorrow. Sorry for continuing for 5 more minutes. There is something in the chat. Any questions or comment quickly? If somebody wants to leave, they can leave. No problem. Hey, many people have left. Why? Sleepy, huh? Tomorrow is Saturday, no? Then what? Any questions or comments quickly? There is something in the chat. Is Lord Navaneet has asked a question. Is Lord himself all the internal and marginal energy of Lord Sanatana except external energy? Energy is different from the person. The personality is Krishna. You know generally in English what energy means, right? But the difference in the material world, energy, and spiritual, and in physics, we learn energy, one energy converted into another energy and all, power, energy, power and all. When you push, you're using your energy to push an item like that. But here, the energy is impersonal, but actually, spiritually speaking, the energy is personal. So, Krishna is the supreme Ishvara, and he has 3 energies. All are female, and they are all female or Prakriti, we call it. And they are protected and protected by the Supreme Lord. And Lord is the personality. So, Lord is not turning himself into internal marginal potency and all, external potency and all. So, Lord is spiritual personality. His internal potency is spiritual, same category. And marginal energy is of same category, spiritual. But external energy is of a different category from the Lord. So it is temporarily manifested and temporarily deleted. Created, destroyed, created, destroyed, created, destroyed, created, destroyed. But because Lord is Sanatana, means he is permanent, eternal. Spirit soul is eternal. Nobody can kill it. There's no real destruction. Expiry is not there for the soul, but the body is expired, material world expires. When Brahma's 100 years happens, the material world undergoes dissolution. So it is not Sanatana. Sanatana means permanent. The word Sanatana is just permanent. So Lord is Sanatana, the Jiva is Sanatana, the internal energy is also Sanatana, spiritual world is Sanatana. All are permanent, 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 permanent. So in English, if you would like to have easy understanding, whenever you see the word, you remember permanent. There is no starting, there is no ending, there is no eternal. It's permanent, it is eternal, there is no destruction, there is no beginning and end. Ever existing. Like that, if you see, Krishna is ever existing, the internal energy ever existing, and the external energy is, the margin, Jiva is also ever existing, but the spiritual material world, the energy as a person is ever existing. The external energy is she's called Praudamaya, and she's called Paurnamasi in Vrajalila. She's existing as a personality there, so she's said to be eternal material nature. But the creation of the cosmic manifestation is undergoing destruction and creation, destruction and creation, destruction. So Sanatana sky is permanent, material sky is temporary. So the personality called external energy, she always remains alive. She's always there. She doesn't undergo death. She's external energy. She's expansion of Srimati Radharani. Expansion of expansion of expansion of expansion of the last expansion of Srimati Radharani. She also has her own expansions like Kali. She expands when material creation happens. She expands further. Parvati and all that. So that is the external energy of the Supreme Lord. But the creation of the material world, which is external energies, manifestation of material world is temporary. So it is not Sanatana. Okay. Anything else? Is that okay, Navneet Govind Prabhu?
Yeah, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. I think so. Eh, what is this? The manifestation of external energy, except that everything else is Sanatana.
Yeah, even with, if you come to Mayapur, you will see with the Lord Chaitanya, Parvati Devi is present there. Even Shiva has his own residence. So in spiritual world, as in one of the Vaikuntha planet. So what happens when the material world winds up? They live there permanently. And when the material world manifests, they perform their activities here. So that is Panchamukha Shiva is permanent, and he is one of the Vaikuntha he has. And the Parvati Devi also lives along with him. That is the external energy. So she permanently lives. She doesn't undergo death. That is so she is said to be the material energy is said to be uh, uh, only karma is temporary. Rest everything is said to be eternal. But she cannot be called Sanatana for one particular reason, because their residence is exactly in between material and spiritual world, and her character is guna. If you see material guna, um, uh, Rajaguna, Tamaguna, and Satvaguna. She is not of Sat Siddhananda, but she is expanded from there. So Shiva also mixes with material. So fully cannot be called as fully spiritual, like curd. The curd came from milk, but the curd cannot turn back into milk. So the Shiva Tattva is and the external energy Shakti Tattva is a little different. They are in the margin of the material and spiritual world. And material world, when it is unmanifested, that time they go and live there. Otherwise, also permanently they are living there. So that is in the border. So except the material manifestation, everything is permanent, is correct. Everybody else also, like incarnations also, they are Krishna's incarnations. And the Matsya Kurma, and they come to safeguard the earth. But they have their Vaikuntha, they go back to their not go back, is they are not vacating from there. So, like for example, when Krishna is coming to the material world and performing Leela in here, Vrindavan, he is not empty there. Yashoda is coming with along with Krishna, doesn't mean Yashoda is missing in the Goloka is empty, because everybody has gone to the spiritual material world. Simultaneously, they can be there also, here also. So the avatars also simultaneously there also, here also. Vishnu Murti is also simultaneously there also, here also. And external energy and Shiva also permanently, they are all there in their abode, and simultaneously they are here when the manifestation happens. They perform this service and they go back to their abode. Okay, thank you very much. Any more questions? You can privately message me, or you can put it in the group or here, anywhere. Even in this chat, if you put this chats are permanent, we can come back tomorrow also and see. There is no problem. It's a permanent chat. Very nicely they have arranged Zoom. We have to just check out what are all the other features which are there, which we can use nicely. Can somebody do that research and come back so that we can use it nicely? We can put some documents. I can put some audio. If I'm not able to come, you can click on it and listen in the same Zoom. So many has come now. They have made it into a complete application, complete platform. So we can do some research, which is there. Earlier it was there only the Google Meet, but it is very difficult to use the Google Meet, not user friendly. This is very user friendly, and they have added all those features in the Zoom, latest Zoom. So if somebody can find out, it will be very helpful. Okay, thank you very much. One service, if we can do. Okay, vanchakalpatarubhyashta kripasindubhya patitanam
Patitanam
pavanebhyo
pavanebhyo
vaishnavebhyo
vaishnavebhyo
namo
namo
namaः.
namo.
Thank you very much. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Jai. Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande.
Hari Hari
Hare
Bol.
Ribo.